Hello everybody, welcome to my deck guide on Crimson Curse. If you're tired of trying to play Harmony and Poison and Drog, well this is the deck for you. This is a unique deck and it's made for people that want to have fun until the patch happens in 2 weeks. It's competitive, I've beaten tier 1 decks with it, and it is a lot of fun. It has your standard vampire package. You can see down here it has everything. The Queen of the Night, Plumers, Garcanes, Necrods, Bruxas. It has your Oriana, it has your Catachan, and Deadlaugh. Now, what isn't standard in this deck? Well, Crimson Curse. And how do you use the Crimson Curse, and what's the overarching theme of the deck? The overarching theme of the deck is you have to win round 1, pass round 2, get to round 3 at 10 cards. How do you get to round 3 at 10 cards? Well, the way you do that is by playing any cards you possibly can to win round 1 except for 4 cards. You don't play Deadlaugh round 1, you don't play Crimson Curse round 1, you don't play Catachan round 1, and you don't play Chiron round 1. Those are the only cards you can't play round 1. Everything else you can play. So the way you win round 1 is you throw bombs like Urn down, you throw bombs like Oriana down, because you don't really need Oriana, because Oriana isn't your win condition, right? The opponent thinks they're clever, because after you play Oriana round 1, they're going to say, hey, we have this in the bag. Haha, because they use their win condition. Wrong, that's not our win condition. Our win condition is Crimson Curse. So, we have the Beast, which we'll use round 1. Gales, you could hold it for round 3, but who cares? Use it round 1 if you have to. You usually start in Dregalarva if you go first, but if you go second, the beauty of the deck is if you go second, you can play Predatory Dive. Because a lot of people run Tactical Advantage and they try to play around Parasite. We don't run Parasite. So what they'll do is they'll Tactical Advantage their guy and they won't respect your Predatory Dive. They say, hey, nobody runs Predatory Dive. Well, we do. So you Predatory Dive their guy, and sometimes they do a little filler guy first, where they're like, okay, well, I'll play around the Predatory Dive. So you Predatory Dive it, and then their second guy, they play around Parasite, and they Tactical Advantage. Well, I have sorry news for my opponent because we run 2 Predatory Dives. So when you go second, keep both Predatory Dives if you see that they run Tactical Advantage. Sometimes if you're against ST, then they'll run cards like Skirmisher, which do the 3 damage. So if that's the case, then if I'm going second and I don't have Predatory Dive, sometimes I'll just Garcane and then I'll Leader ability just to make it a 4 to try to soak up Skirmisher damage. Sometimes people don't fall for that though, and then I'll just go into the Necrot. But sometimes I won't play the Necrot right off the bat because I just try to bait out my opponent's removal. Corinthia is usually going to be used with Deadlaugh round 3. But like I said, you can use it round 1. If you have to use it round 1, then feel free to use it on Oriana as well as the Beast. Because if you put it on the Beast, they need 3 damage of removal. So if you find a good spot where you can just squeeze in the Beast, then it just gets insane value. And with that being said, don't be afraid to play the Beast round 1. Because you need to secure round 1. And let me tell you how important it is to get round 1. Not only do you need to get round 1, you better not be going down to 3, 2, 1 cards, because if you do that, you just got rid of your win con Crimson Curse. You need the longest round of your life, round 3, which you can get because the opponent does not expect Crimson Curse. So when you're at like 6 cards, 5 cards, you better be thinking about playing the Beast. You better be thinking about playing Oriana if you're not ahead enough. Otherwise, what you can do is you can bait out that you can't do the points. Like, let's say you're at 6 cards and you're down by 20, right? And then your opponent passes. Feel free to put down Urn and any other thing that you have to. Feel free to put down Oriana and Blood Scent twice if you need to make sure that you can catch up. Because you need to find a way to get to round 3 at 10 cards. That's why we play Crystal Skull. We play Crystal Skull because we want to secure round 1. So we can blast through any poison, any bounty the opponent can play. That's round 1. So what's our combo round 3? You know it's Crimson Curse, but what's the ordering of the cards? Perfect scenario round 3 is you start off with Corinthia and the Deadlaugh. That's from 10 cards to 9. From 9 cards to 8, you play your second Deadlaugh. From 8 cards to 7, you play your Catachan. And from 7 cards to 6, you play Crimson Curse on the Catachan. So you can imagine the rows that you're supposed to put it in. Deadlaugh's in one row, Catachan's in the other, and then you Crimson Curse the Catachan. 6 full rounds of Crimson Curse. So if you don't have Catachan, then what you can do is at 6 cards to 5, you can put it on the Deadlaugh, the Crimson Curse. If you don't have Corinthia to start off, then you can do Dregalarva. You can do Andrega Larva, then Detlaf, then Catachan, then Crimson Curse the Catachan. If you don't have Catachan, then you can do Andrega Larva. You can do then Corinthia on Detlaf, then play the Detlaf. And then you can Crimson Curse on the Detlaf once you go from 6 to 5. So, that is basically the deck. Wispus Tribute will be used with Crimson Curse. Sometimes you use it for a cheeky Predatory die, but most of the time it's just to make sure we can find the Crimson Curse, which we should be able to do. Goyak can be used round 1, no problem. Sometimes I'll play Goyak round 2 just to ensure that my opponent doesn't get extra value off of a poison that I can't control round 3. Kyron can be used cheekily in round 3 off of Corinthia if you need to play around poison. But for the most part, if you play well, which I'm sure you will because you're watching this video, so you're already a smart person. If you play well, then you can play around your opponent's stuff and they will not expect Crimson Curse, and that's great for us. So this is the deck in general. Is it tier 1? Probably not. Is it tier 2? Debatable. But this deck can win you games, and I'm going to show you 3 games at high level. It's around rank 2 on my Smurf account, but that's still pretty high up there because the only difference between rank 2 and pro ladder is the amount of games you play. Anybody can get pro ladder if you can get to rank 2. So feel free to watch the gameplay. Let me know in the comment section below if you enjoy these type of videos with the deck guides, and I'll see you guys next time.